It's currently called Henrietta, but I'm changing it to Nausea. It's a 30-foot Hartley launch. It's conveniently looking at got a logbook thing that we were looking at earlier. I think it was built 1978 in Picton. I dig the idea of just staying on it indefinitely. It was late last year, and I knew that I'd have to find somewhere to live for this year, and wasn't keen to live with other people if it could be avoided. But I was looking at one-bedroom places, and also like other. Didn't really matter how many bedrooms. The price was more important. But impossible to find anywhere for under like 300 or 400, or yeah, you could find a little damp hole underneath someone else's house for maybe 200, 250 or something. And so I just kind of looked into how much it would cost to be on a boat. Figured if I was going to be paying 200 a week to live in a small damp room, it may as well be one that I own, and may as well be a boat. I kind of floated the idea just as a thing that I was looking at, and my dad's always liked boats, and I think he's kind of always wanted to live on a boat, he's sort of always had a smaller, just like a trailer sailor or like some other recreational boat. So when I mentioned the idea to him, he was like, yeah, awesome, excellent, and just like started looking at on Trade Me, and he was like, what about this one? What about this one? This one would be good. So they ended up buying me a boat for my birthday. Very much feels a little bit like I'm kind of living my dad's dream, but also it's I had a nice run of sort of my dreams being fulfilled before I fully had figured them out. I'm just like, imagine if I lived on a boat. Oh, now I've got a boat. It's a dream. It's a very recent dream. So I don't know if it's something that I would have stuck with if it hadn't been so quickly realised. But now that I'm here, it's good. I want to stay here. I want to do it up, replace all this ugly green with red velvet and stuff, strip the paint, and maybe stain some of the wood darker and stuff like that. It's nice being able to do whatever I like with it, not having to get anyone's permission, or not having to go through landlords and stuff like that. Both gives a lot of possibility for actually doing things, and just possibility for imagining things. Got that mental space to think about what I can do with it, rather than being in a flat where you don't even have the option of imagining things that you could do, because you're not going to be able to do them. I've got a very long-term goal of raising the whole roof by about half a foot, just to get a bit of extra headroom. Headroom's pretty good as it is, but I have to hunch a little. Partly because of my current situation, where it's sort of unofficially living here. So I have to get up. I have to get up early and be out of here, so it doesn't look too much like I'm living here. At least not too obviously. So yeah, I guess I get up early. I've got a studio in town, so that kind of is different as well. So I've got somewhere to do work, somewhere to keep my computer and sewing machines and stuff. Desks that I couldn't really have on here easily, partly just because of space, but also because of the movement. It's not conducive to find work. Really like the idea of going for day trips, or like overnighting and stuff, like going over Makara way, or like even I guess like visiting Petone. it's a much nicer idea going by boat. Definitely much more appealing as a destination by sea than by car. And even the places like Makara that have nice walks and hills and beaches to go along. It just kind of adds that extra level of appeal to be going over by boat. And yeah, again, easy enough to just stay there for the night and tie up at the dock and have all my stuff just available anyway. It's kind of the appeal of kind of being able to holiday without having to sacrifice the convenience of staying home. Can do both at